Port Huron in Michigan. This is in Port Huron, Michigan, on the Canadian border. The name of the store is State Perceptory. Look at the architecture. This is like one of the most beautiful record store buildings I have seen. This is amazing. There is a nice grouping of electronic. I mean, I never see this much electronic. Don't know much about this genre, but look at it all. Really interesting. Bring it up. Nice group. Door fans. These are made easy to shop. It's not too tight at all. So you can easily browse these racks, which is very much appreciated. Posters are just incredible. Look at that. Nice new order. A lot of George Harrison. Fugs, love them. Cure. Look at that. Cosmic Brain just showed that. Wonderful group. Some magazines. Electronic music, I take it?
Yeah.
That was your thing?
What kind of clue did I leave behind to determine that?
That's the most electronic music I have ever seen in a store.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was hoping I could actually evolve into a niche market.
Uh-huh.
Not really happening, but I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. That's really neat.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice. All right, there you go, Port Huron. Very amazing. Cool record, State Perceptory. Owners Jeff Nice guy. Now, wasn't that a neat record store? I wasn't expecting, actually, I came downtown Port Huron to find supper, and I'm just walking, go, hey, there's records in that window. I never even checked if there was anything here, so hey, I'll show you what I got. First, it's a cinnamon donut stout. That's really tasty. Cinnamon donut. All right, so the first album, no idea. Cold Blood Syphilis. See that? They have a song called Funky on My Back, and there's horns in there. Okay, I'm all in. Horns and funk. I hope that'll be pretty good. There is Black Soul Babies. I do not know this. 9 Months to Disco. It's his first time U.S. release of their sole proper album, and I just don't know what to expect. It contains the Funk Masterpiece on here, Shake. Funk Masterpiece, okay. Mekons, this is a reissue. This is a reissue of the very first album that they put out. Post-punk, should be fun. This was neat to see. It was a X, Live at the Whiskey A Go-Go. I love X. I used to have this one, so nice to have that back. And the final one was The Pursuit of Happiness. I used to have this one too. I really like this one. I think I'm adult now, but overall I like the whole album. So that's what I picked up, and I stayed under $100, so that was pretty good. I'm at a cool place. Look at this. Pretty nice. It's on the second floor, so really neat. Okay, I don't know how that came out, but I got some pork chops coming. With mango salsa. Mango. I love it. So, hey, thanks for stopping by this part. The next part, let's look at some stuff I got back in my collection. It's another edition of albums I used to have, and I got back into my collection. The ongoing saga of finding things that I really liked and bringing them back and paying a lot more than I did when I originally bought the things. Yeah, what's up with that? Actually, I was hoping to do a hip-hop one this week, but I got into a couple more hip-hop albums from a record service and one I bought, and so I had to put that off as I try to get this thing figured out. But there's some cool albums I'm going to show today that I was pretty excited. And so let's just get going. This will be shorter. Picked up these two OG Bob Seegers. These are in the shrink, folks. These are like never been... I don't know how they kept them so dang clean. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Green Capital label. I mean, the vinyl is pristine. It was a record store in the one of the Detroit suburbs, and he had just received these. And they had just gone up on his wall when I came in, and I had a nice discussion with him. Capital Rainbow. And I thought, you know what? I'll buy one. And then I thought, oh, hell, I'll just buy them both. Glad I did. I didn't grow up listening to early Bob Seeger. When I was in high school, Night Moves came out, which was incredibly huge in Nebraska. Everybody was into Night Moves, but the early stuff just wasn't a part of it. And Seeger sometimes kind of dismisses himself from some of the early things. He doesn't want it reissued or anything, and so that's kind of the hard part. He just won't allow it to be reissued. But these were in just extraordinary condition, still in the shrink wrap. And guess what? It's been in the shrink wrap all these years. It's not warped. Yeah, it's not. It survived. It happens. So, it's staying in it. But really good sounding. Great to have back. Really excited to pick this one up, and I just got this from my local store. Cocteau Twins. It's a beautiful OG off 4AD. Nice label. Look, I mean, just gorgeous shape. Absolutely incredible. A compilation album or CD is what introduced me to the Cocteau Twins. I think compilation CDs, albums are just one of the greatest things. Box sets of compilations are wonderful because it does introduce you to so much more music. Now, sometimes you get them, and that one song you love on that compilation, it's the only good song on the album. You can think back to the 70s on that, but it happens all the time. Hip-hop, the whole thing. That is the one good song. And you buy the rest, and you go, wow, that's kind of sucked. Not the case when it comes to this Cocteau Twins. Just great music. It is just beautiful sounding. It's just, you know, the lead singer, she just, words they were an instrument. It wasn't about meaning. In fact, she just began putting words together they really didn't mean. It was about the sounds that she could emote from singing them. And so those sounds from the words became part of the music. It was a whole different thing. It really got a lot of things changing. And I showed The Dead Can Dance on Sunday, came off of them, and you can hear the Cocteau Twins in them. This is a brand new repress. I saw this, Melinda Murphy had shown this, she had bought it, and I went out and bought it. Santana. Was it Kraft did this? Oh, I can't think of who redid this. It is beautiful sounding. I love Abrax. It was one of my first albums. A cousin gave me his album of that, a couple of them. Well, his parents did. My cousin wouldn't give me anything, I don't think. But beautiful poster came with it. And it was just really beat up. But it was my first introduction to Latin. I mean, I had almost no albums, and they gave that in a blood, sweat, and tears to us. And there might have been one other one. I mean, it was just beat to piss. But I fell in love with this, and I fell in love with the Latin beat that to this day, you know, I love it. And for Santana, the very first 4 Santana albums to me are just so important and are the ones to have. You know, the later ones, it's fine. He was doing some different things. Smooth. I never really liked that one that much. I like the funk and the Latin tinge on those early ones. And Abrax is just such an incredibly good album. So happy to get this nice, beautiful repress, because that one you want to sound great. You don't want no pops, no crackles, no nothing. It needs to sound good. All the stuff about Abba, well, I brought in Abba, the Arrival. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best of the Abba albums and the one that I need. I did have every Abba album. Oh, I just put fingerprints all over that. Growing up, I had every Abba. If an Abba would put out one, I would run to the record store. I would buy it. Huge Abba fan. I went to Sweden. My cousin made fun of me for being such a huge Abba fan. But I love them, you know. Carlson, that's Swedish. They're from Sweden. Oh my God, it must be great. Loved them. And as a teenager, to look at the Anna and Frida, well, what more can you say? So just, this is the one I needed to have. But also, I'd been looking for this, and I finally found a good copy at my Radio Wayside, my local store, and this is the singles. So now I have the hits. I'm set for Abba. You know, I really considered, Mazzy just had the Coleman collection. He was doing these Abba, and I was going to bid on them, but it just came down to, am I going to listen to those? And the thought was, you know what? I like Abba for the singles. That's what I love about them. Great singles. So this takes care of it, and I saved a bunch of room. Speaking of singles, we have Ohio Players Gold. My goodness. Ohio Players. I grew up with Love Roller Coaster of Love. Better watch out. Roller Coaster. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You know, it's amazing that no groups ever wanted me to be a singer for them. I don't know why. Mercury. Ohio Players. Okay, again, as a high school kid, And let's face it, Ohio Players was like pornography. I mean, it was. It's like, oh man, I can't let my parents see that album cover. But I love the funk. Ohio Players in Parliament is my introduction to funk music. And it made a lasting impression on me. I would get regular Ohio Players. I had their complete discography, including that very early stuff, their S&M things. I had this wonderful kind of a box set on it. That, you know, it was interesting, but I like more like a Honey and Fire. Those are the ones that really were power. But gotta have Ohio Players, you know. This was 50% off. House of Freaks. I used to have this. It's just a 2-person group. It's very cheap. It's 80s. It's alternative. It's different. Came with a little insert. I mean, this is beautiful condition. It never took off. I remember reading about it in Rolling Stone, which is why I bought it. Rolling Stone really gave it some great reviews. Hey, this is a great album, and I bought it. And, you know, it was good. But did I grab it? And that's why, you know, half price, I broke down. And afterwards I go, well, how much will I listen to it? I have to reconnect with this again. And so, that's the thing. Of time, we find that we like things a lot more. But House of Freaks, interesting out of the 80s. It's not bad. It's not for everyone. I did pick up, I had a couple of them, but here was one of the Men at Work's, Two Hearts. Yeah, again, it was half. So I bought this and another one, for, $3. Okay, it's in shrink. It's in just wonderful, beautiful condition. Did I need it? No. Because it was half, I bought it. Kind of fall into the trap. It is a trap, it's a good deal. And then you get and you go, well, did I need it? I liked Men at Work. I bought all the Men at Work. I went the first 3 albums. Anything after that, yeah, I was done with them. And then they got overplayed. But it was still, it was part of my 20s. Okay, those were a couple bucks. Mozart, Marriage of Figaro. I had a number of these. Because when you went to the grocery, this was in college, in the late 70s. When you went to the grocery store and bought so much money, so much dollars of groceries, you could get one of these albums for 99 cents. Now I just paid $2 for it. And I liked classical music. I was raised on classical music, so I would go to that grocery store when I needed something. I was living in the dorm once, I needed a lot, but I bought enough that I could get a record for 99 cents. And every month, a new record came in. So when you see these joys of great classic music, they were in grocery stores or whatever. Super cheap, just as a promotion, 99 cents. Take home some classics, along with maybe, well, I was in college, so was it ramen, a burrito, or something like that. So I just saw it there. It was nice and clean looking, and I do love the Overture, Marriage of Figaro, the Piano Sonata. Oh my God, that's such a beautiful, beautiful song. So, why not pick that up as a form of nostalgia for my college years and going to the grocery store and record shopping. Actually, I had this one, repress of Daydream Nation, just one of the, I bought this again. This was my introduction to Sonic Youth. Rolling Stone raved about it, 5 stars. It still gets 5 stars. I saved my vinyl from it, from my OG. So I bought this. Now I have a cover to put the vinyl with. And yeah, I thought that was a good deal. It was nice to have this, just to have the covers of it. Great album. Is it my favorite Sonic Youth? No, it's not. I did go on. I bought a lot of Sonic Youth, most in CD, but I had some other stuff. And it's still, this opened the door for that group. It really opened the door. It brought them out into the mainstream after this came Goo, and off they ran into the stratosphere. Such an incredible album, Goo is. So, but man, this thing got such high reviews when it came out. It's like, if you don't have this, you're a moron. I mean, that's the kind of review it was. So, well, I didn't want to be a moron, so I went and bought it. I don't know if it helped, but I tried. Oh, okay. Captain Tennille's greatest hits. Yeah. Yep. Second concert I ever saw. Marching band. I've talked about that. Went to the Nebraska State Fair. You march in the Nebraska State Fair, you get free tickets to the concert. It was Captain Tennille. And I know Love Will Keep Us Together. It was all over the AM charts. My wife adores Captain Tennille. Has she in 40 years ever sat down to listen to a record with me? In 40 years, the answer to that is no. She never has. In the next 40 years, or until we're dead, will she ever come in and sit down and listen to a record with me? I would say no. If I was a betting man, no, she never will. But if she did, I have some Linda Ronstadt, which she would dig the Nelson Riddle stuff, and this. Love Will Keep Us Together. Shop Around, Lonely Nights. It has Muskrat Love. She loves Muskrat Love. She loves this version over America. So, it was dirt cheap. Captain Tennille. That's all I need. No more. When you come home and you have a bunch of records, you put that one on top. What you get, and you show, I got a Captain Tennille. Nothing else is asked. Nothing else is looked at. I got a Captain Tennille. Wow, that's great. Well, we're going to have to listen to that. She says it every time. We're going to have to listen to that. Yeah, I know. Sure. Never listened in 40 years. Final one was Profile Best of Emmylou Harris. She is one of my all-time favorite artists. I absolutely adore Emmylou Harris. One of the most beautiful women out there, but it's nothing to do with beauty. It has to do with her voice, and her voice is incredible. And it hasn't gotten bad with age. It's done well, and so I just such a classy, wonderful person. So that's what I brought back in the little collection. Dang, I went over 15. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for doing this, watching this with me. Enjoy your week. Bye.